Good evening, friends. Welcome to the first teleconferencing session of Dairy Technology program. I have with me Dr. J.S. Sindhu, who is Senior Consultant for this program. He retired as Principal Scientist from National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal. We both will be covering the details about the Dairy Diploma in Dairy Technology program. We have structured this subject into two parts. In the first session, we will be covering the general about milk. As a student, you may be having many of the queries that what is milk, all those general aspects will be covered into this. And in second session, how the program has been structured, so those details will be given. I request all the student friends to please participate in the teleconferencing sessions. We will be sending you the schedule in advance and we will request for attendance from the program coordinator at the program study centers. Because these are technical subjects and with your interactions, we will make it more lively and we will try to arrange some practical demonstration for this. So first is, like the query comes, what is this program? What is this dairy technology program is there? The program deals about the milk and milk products in a simple language. What it focuses on biological, chemical, physical and microbiological aspects of milk. It also covers the production of various milk and milk products like milk and milk drinks. What you get the milk in the market milk we call them. Fermented dairy products like dahi, yogurt, lassi. A range of indigenous dairy products like khoa, chana, all the khoa based sweets, chana based sweets that includes rasgulla, gulab jamun. Concentrated and dried products, dairy whitener which we use in our for preparation of tea. The milk powder we give it to the young children. We use it for making the custard or ice cream. It also includes butter, ice cream and various byproducts like casein and lactose. So this program primarily covers all the chemistry, technology, microbiological aspects of milk and milk products. Then the next question comes in our mind, what is milk? Milk is secreted by mammary glands of mammals to feed their young ones. This is the milk is a complete food delivered by the mother for their offsprings. You will be surprised to know that it depends, the composition of the milk depends upon the rate of the growth of the offspring, that how much time it takes to grow the children. So accordingly the concentration of milk varies. What does it do? It provides energy and body building material for the growth. Its nutrients are easily digestible. It also provides antibodies to protect the young animals. In a very simple term, it is a white fluid of having some viscosity, sweet in taste and is good for the human food. Normally for the human we use the cow, buffalo and goat milk for the consumption. Then what is the its nutrient components? The nutrient components what we are talking present in the milk are protein, carbohydrate, fat, mineral, vitamins and water. Now we say milk is a complete food. Protein is for the building the complete body or for the growth of the cells. Carbohydrates provide us the energy. Fat also provides us the energy. Minerals and vitamins are the essential which give the strength or the immunity or the very biological functions which are required for the system. Now milk is complete Only it is lacking in the iron, vitamin C and D. That's why it is a milk is a almost complete food. So you are going to study a, a food which is almost complete, and this is one of the food which is given from the birth point. As soon as the child is born, the milk is given to her or him. And if you see the system, when we die, it is only the milk and milk product, ghee, which is offered at the last rite. So milk, you are going to study a very important part of our life, milk and milk products, the chemistry, the bacteriology and technology about the milk and milk products. Now the composition varies from species to species. I will give you the composition of the cow milk. We say it contains around 13% total solid. The fat is 4%, and rest of the component we say is solid not fat. Solid not fat is around 9%. What does this solid not fat covers? It covers the carbohydrates, proteins and minerals. So that makes the 9%. So in a milk, it looks like a water, but it is containing 13% total solids. That's why it is having slightly viscous. Its density is more than the water. Now, when we say how does it closely resemble with the human milk? See, the human milk has 4.3% fat and the cow milk has 4% fat. Now the human milk is more sweeter. The carbohydrate percentage is more, 6.8%. Its protein is less, 1.3%. The minerals are also less in human milk. So you see the difference. Human milk has the higher amount of lactose, less amount of minerals, less amount of proteins. Now what does it say? That's why in many of households it is recommended that when you want to give milk to the child, cow milk, you dilute the milk, you add some sugar and give it to the children. Because the cow milk will be then slightly tailored to the human milk, which is enjoyed by which is good for the babies. Then comes, so this is about general about the milk. That milk is a complete food, and we must take one glass of milk in the morning and one glass of the milk in the night. Now this milk was basically for their own offsprings, but human being, because of necessity or domestication of the animals, we are using the cow or buffalo milk for human purpose. Now how does this milking takes place? It's a good biological process. There is a hormone, oxytocin, which is released into bloodstream for releasing the milk from the udder. And it takes 5 to 8 minutes. If the system is, you are not complete the milking in the 5 to 8 minute process, then the milk outflow will be less. So as a entrepreneur, when you are handling a large herd, you have to see that the milking process should be completed within 5 to 8 minutes. Now what are the other aspects here? The milk, when it comes from the udder, is almost sterile. Now the environment has lot of impact on the quality of the milk. If the environment is good, the milk will be of good quality. You know that our country is the largest producer of the milk, but the main emphasis the government of India is providing now is on the quality of the milk. We have to increase the quality milk production, and that is the emphasis, and lot of schemes have been introduced by the government of India for clean milk production. Those farmers or producers or young entrepreneurs who wants to go for clean milk production, they can get the money from the various agencies. They have the system, they will be providing through the cooperative societies for the clean milk production. And even the payment will be also higher for if you go for the higher quality of milk. That is, if you have a management of or a system where you are ensuring that the milk you are supplying to dairy is clean milk or quality is there. So that this is about the milking. Then but why you go for the quality milk? As I mentioned, they ensure higher price. Earlier the payment used to be only on basis of the fat. Gradually we shifted to the fat and SNF process. Now the quality, or what we say, the microbiological aspects are also becoming important. If you have a good quality of milk, you will get the more payment. Particularly like good dairies like Amul, Mother Dairy, they are paying higher amount if the bacterial count is less. Then the quality milk also tastes better, nutritional quality is more, and further the keeping quality is also more. And in the present nature, when we are shifting towards the organic food, the quality milk ensures that milk is free from the toxic substances. Then how do we get the quality milk? We can get the milk, first is if the animal is healthy, because we are getting the milk from the animals. Healthy animals should be there. Then the milk is converted by the feed we are giving. We should give the good quality feed to the animals. We should have the hygienic environment, should be hygiene. Then as soon as the milk is produced, its temperature should be lowered down, because with the environment the microorganisms will invade the milk, and as milk is nutritive in nature, the microorganisms will get good nutrients and they will multiply and they can spoil the milk. So we should try to cool the milk or bring the temperature of the milk as low as possible, and it should be delivered to the processing or the consumption point in the shortest time. So that will ensure the quality of the milk. Then what is, I said, it's a good biological and chemical system to study. What is the chemistry about the milk? With the chemistry, the first question comes, why do we want to know the chemistry? If we know the technology part, we can handle many things. No, chemistry tells us why. Because if you are heating the milk say up to 100 degrees centigrade, or if you are heating the milk up to 80 degrees centigrade, what is the difference? Which one is more beneficial? So these all details are dealt very good by knowing the chemistry. The milk which looks like a water, but it's a very complex stabilized fluid. If you recall, we mentioned it contains fat, it contains proteins, it contains carbohydrates, it contains minerals. These things are in very different phases. What we call, it is a multi-dispersed phases are there. The fat is in emulsion. When you say in emulsion, the main milk is in aqueous phase and fat is as like oil in, we call it as a oil in water emulsion. So the basic system will be of like water, but the fat will be dispersed into this. Then the protein are present as dispersed as colloidals. Lactose is present as a solution. The minerals are present in both, in the colloidal and in the solution form also. These properties are very important to know because they affect the processing things. Now this also explains why the milk look very opaque. Water doesn't look like opaque. So it is because of the suspended particles like fat, proteins and minerals, that the opacity we can explain. The flavor is slightly, we say the flavor and taste is because of the lactose. Sweet flavor and taste what we get is lactose, and that is very crucially balanced by the nature, by the chloride and moderated by the proteins, the salty taste, and that's what we get a unique experience of the milk. The density, it is slightly denser than the milk. If you try to weigh the milk, the density is 1.03. Viscosity is slightly richer than water. That's why it gives the experience of the richness, and that's what we check. When you get the milk at the home, you check whether if the water has been added, it will look more like thinner, more like close to the water. And the good quality, like buffalo milk will be more rich, viscosity will be slightly more, cow milk will be like this. So it all depends upon the concentration. Now the pH, the milk is slightly acidic in nature, in pH 6.6 to 6.7. The biggest particles are the fat globules of 3 to 4 microns, and the larger the fat globule size, it is easier to separate them from the skim milk. Now buffalo milk, in our country we have both buffalo milk as well as the cow milk. Buffalo milk has the larger fat globule size, that's why it is easy to separate out. And you will get the yield will be more from the buffalo milk as compared to the cow milk is there. Now protein. Protein, basically we say there are two main components, casein and whey proteins. The 80% is the casein. When you take the milk and if you put some acid or by heat if some precipitation takes place, the portion which comes on the top is basically the curd, is known as the casein component is there. Then the whey protein, the protein component which go into the other portion of the milk are known as the whey proteins. Now they contain the lactoglobulin and lactoalbumin is there. Now the milk protein are of good quality because essential amino acids which are required for our system are present in liberal amount into this. Then carbohydrate. The carbohydrate present in the milk is in form of lactose. This lactose is a disaccharide. It is made of glucose and galactose. Then we come to the microbiological part. As I mentioned, we will be covering the chemistry, the biology, the physical and microbiological part. The microbiological part, it contains bacteria and fungi. Microbiology, when we say, if the bacteria are less or the milk is of good quality, the bacteria count should be in the range of 4,000 to 5,000. And this microbiological is very important from the public health point of view. If the milk contains more number of bacteria, its chances of getting spoiled or its keeping quality of low will be very high. Its chances of containing the coliforms or the microorganisms which are not good for health, that is pathogenics, will be very high. Note that the microorganisms are good also and they are bad also. They are friends also, they are foe also. The yogurt, the dahi, what we get, it is because of them only. They also provide but the milk is such a unique feature, it has some antimicrobial system present in itself. Lysozyme is present, lactoferrin is there. Lactoferrin is a type of, what it does is, the iron which is present in the microbial cell, it kills them. So lactoferrin acts. Lactoperoxidase system is there. This is one of the system for the cold preservation, that if you add the hydrogen H2O2 along with this will extend the life of the milk. Though FO has recommended of this system, but in our country still it has not been recognized. Now how does the microorganism grow? Because all the chemistry, all the microbiology, all the technology part is primarily control of the microorganisms. We can extend the life of the milk, we can get the good quality products if the microorganisms are minimum. Only the desirable microorganisms are allowed to grow, and all the undesirable microorganisms are killed by processing. That is one of the fundamentals process of the processing of the milk and milk products. Now what are the factors on which microorganisms grow? First thing is there are two types of factors, what we call them external factors and what we call internal factors. Internal factors mean which are present in the food itself. That is, the first thing is nutrient contents. As we know, milk contains good nutrients, good amount of fat, good amount of proteins. When it is good for the human beings, it is also good for the microorganisms. So it is an ideal food for the microorganisms. So they try to grow into this system. The moisture content, it controls very much. If the water content is very high, like in the milk, the microorganisms will grow faster. The environment, humidity also affects the growth. If the environment has higher humidity, the microorganisms will grow faster. Then pH 6.6, you know the milk has the pH of 6.6. So this pH is very good for the growth of the microorganisms. Then available oxygen. There are different types of microorganisms are there. Some are good in for growth in the oxygen. Some do not grow in the presence of oxygen. We call them as anaerobic organisms. So depending upon the nature of the microorganisms, they grow into the milk or the environment. But normally if the oxygen is present there, they try to multiply faster. Then biological sources. Somehow the milk is not protected. You have seen in the fruits and in the other things, there is a covering is there on the top of things. And on the meat also the skin is there, but milk is open. So there is no biological protection is there. So it is good for the microorganisms easy to enter into this. Antimicrobial factor I mentioned, there are certain antimicrobial presence in the milk which controls the, which provides its protection. Temperature, it's very important. We classify the microorganisms depending upon their growth temperature. Some are growing at low temperature, some might grow at moderate temperature, and some are capable of growing at high temperature. So we should see that in milk flora, whatever a product is there, what type of microorganisms are present. We should create an environment so that those type of microorganisms do not grow into this. Give you examples, certain of the microorganisms which are present in the milk. One is the lactic acid bacteria. Now these microorganisms are present, they convert lactose into lactic acid. Our dahi, a very good example is dahi or yogurt, where the lactose is converted into lactic acid. We get the sweet and sour taste, and this is because of it. Now the other group of microorganisms known as coliforms, it is an indicator of whether the milk has been hygienically handled or not. If coliforms are more, this means milk is not hygienically handled, and chances of containing spores or pathogens are more if coliform counts are more. There are what are the certain pathogens which are present in the milk are like Clostridium, Salmonella, Typhoida, which causes the typhoid also. Very interesting thing is known as one thing when we study the microorganism, bacteriophages. These are the type of viruses which will kill the bacteria cell. Now they are very, it is important to know, because when we are making fermented dairy products like yogurt, cheese, so if these bacteriophages are present there, you will not get the curd. You will not get the desirable quality of the cheese also. So this is about the microorganisms. Now we come to the main processing. So this program which we are going to study, it covers all these aspects. That is the main biological part, the physical, the chemical part of the milk, how it is produced, what type of the microorganisms are present, what is the chemistry of these things. Then the other part is the processing of milk into milk and milk products. Now milk processing, it covers broadly, when we take the fluid milk into things, reception of milk. Reception of milk at the dairy cooperative society can be also there. Reception of the milk can be at the dairy plant also there. So we collect the milk at the dairy plant, receive the milk. Then it is done, the weighing is done. Then it is transferred for the storage. It should be chilled immediately. We filter it, we clarify it, and we chill it is there. The main other processing is pasteurization of milk, where we kill the microorganisms and make it safe for the human consumption. Packaging, distribution, and it also includes the utilities and services. Like I mentioned, we need steam to heat the milk. We need a refrigeration system to chill the milk. We need the water to make different products. So all these things comes under utilities and services. Electrical support, maintenance division. So all these are these aspects are required at the dairy plant. What are the basic process components at dairy? It is a heat exchanger is there for heating and cooling of the milk. What we see in the market, the cream or skim milk, the process is known as separation. We need a cream separator so that we can separate out the high fat component, that is known as the cream, from the milk or the skim milk. There is an important process known as homogenization, where all the big fat globules are broken down into smaller particles so that they are not separated out. You must have observed when you keep the milk, raw milk, if you take the milk, the type of cream layer which is formed on the top of the milk is more. But if you take the processed milk, particularly if you have taken the milk from the bulk vended booth, or what we call the homogenized milk, there is no cream layer formation is there. It is because of the homogenization process. Very important process is homogenization or pasteurization. All these aspects are very important. All the milk which we get in the market is pasteurization. So then question comes, what is pasteurization? In very simple terms, it means heating of the milk to a certain time temperature combination so that it is fit for the human consumption, and then it is immediately chilled to a low temperature. What does it do, pasteurization process? It makes the milk safe for human consumption. It improves the keeping quality of milk, and when we say pasteurization, the milk is heated up to 72 degrees centigrade for 15 seconds. That is the minimum time temperature combination. Any other time temperature combination which provides this much of heat treatment is used for the pasteurization, and then it is immediately chilled to 4 degrees centigrade. Nowadays UHT milk is also available. What is UHT type of milk? It is a type of sterilized milk. When we say pasteurization milk, it is a low degree of heat treatment. Low degree of heat treatment means it kills microorganisms up to certain extent, which makes it safe. It doesn't kill the spores, it only kills the pathogenic organisms. Whereas the sterilization of the milk kills all the spore also into the milk. So whatever spores are present, as I mentioned earlier, like Clostridium, Bacillus, so those spores are killed. And it makes the completely free from the microorganisms. You can keep the milk for 6 months, provided it is properly packed, properly sterilized is there. Now in UHT milk, this heated milk, the milk is heated up to 135 degrees centigrade, and for very short second, 2 to 5 seconds, and then it is in a very aseptical environment. It is packed into aseptical packet in UHT milk. That's why the milk life is around 6 months is there. So we are moving from the pasteurized milk into the UHT milk. For home consumption, the most of the milk is pasteurized, but for like all the value added products like flavored milk, we always get the sterilized milk into the different types of packet. Then I mentioned the other process which is very important is known as centrifugal separation. Now there are different types of separations. The first one is the clarification. Clarification, what does it do? It removes all the dust, dirt, and some leukocytes are the things which are not required are separated by the separation process. It is a type of separation process, but instead of separating cream and milk, all the milk comes, only the dust particles or the dirt particles which are not desired, which can only increase the growth of the microorganisms or reduce the shelf life of the milk, they are separated out. The second process is known as the cream separation. In the cream separation process, the milk is separated into the cream and the skim milk. These are the two components. Now this cream could be used for making butter, for making the ghee also. That third thing, you must have seen some of the milk companies are advertising bacteriophage milk is there. What is bacteriophage milk? It is a type of separation process where the microorganisms have been removed. So this process is also available in some countries. What we do, we take the milk and remove the microorganisms by separation process. These are known as the bacteriophage milk is there. The very important process which it does in the dairy process is standardization, because you know the milk buffalo milk contains higher amount of fat, and what we do is we slightly reduce the fat percentage, and then we get the milk of the milk of the red composition, which is of desired composition is there. I will try to explain in next. There are different types of milks available in the market. You may be knowing some milks are 22 rupees kg, some milk are only 10 rupees per kg, some are 17. What is this difference? There are different types of milk are available in the market. The first one is full cream milk. In the full cream milk, in general terminology, when it is considered for our country, it means buffalo milk. So when any producer or any entrepreneur, you are selling the milk, it should be, if you are labeling it as a full cream milk, it should contain 6% fat and 9% SNF. And as a buyer also, you should understand that if you are going to buy milk from any place, full cream milk, it should contain 6% fat and 9% SNF, and its composition should be equivalent to buffalo milk is there. The other product which is available is known as standardized milk. It contains 4.5% fat and 8.5% SNF is there. The most, I would say, extensive available milk is toned milk. It is available in the bulk vending units also, or popularly, which you can understand, people who are staying in metros by token milk. It is known as the bulk vending. Or in many of the places, bulk vending machine in other forms are also available, that the distributor gives you milk through a type of vending units, small vending unit is there, or token milk. This is basically toned milk, that is 3% fat and 8.5% SNF is there. Then there is a double toned milk is there with 1.5% fat and 9% SNF is there. Then skim milk, it should be, the fat is minimum, that is less than 0.5%, and SNF is more than 8.5%, around 9% is there. These are the standards which has been kept by our PFA Act, Prevention of Food Adulteration Acts are there. So now these type of milks were, I must say, are produced by any plant, so that a large quantity of milk is available to the large quantity of the large number of people. We know the population in our country is very high. Further, the population, the purchasing capacity of the people also varies. So the government of India thought that we will produce different type of milk for different types of the population. It also provides an alternate, that if you are giving milk for the children, you can select different type of milk. If you are using for some very rich product, then you can go for the different type of product. Like if you are going to make kheer or any other high rich product, let us go for the buffalo milk. It will give you the good taste, good flavor is there. If you are going for the tea and other purpose, then you can select the toned or double toned milk is there. When you are going to make like products like yogurt, dahi, so you can select the standardized milk is there. So these type of milks were mainly are produced in our country for extension of different types of milks are there. So now I think you may be knowing that in what type of milk when you are going to buy, and why the cost is different, and what should be there. Now, so this is one aspect. The other aspect is this program will also tell about the chemistry, the technology, the marketing of various products. What type of products? Covers all the type of products, starting from the milk to indigenous, western, and all the range. To give example, high fat products, that will cover cream, butter, ghee. Then heat desiccated products, khoa and khoa based sweets. Coagulated products like chana, paneer, these type of products are there. Then concentrated and dried milks like dairy whiteners, infant foods, weaning foods. How do we produce these type? Fermented products, dahi, yogurt, lassi, then shrikhand. These are the type of products which are fermented products are there. Then cheese, we know cheddar cheese, processed cheese, mozzarella cheese, which has become very popular with the growth of the pizza or pizza outlets in our country. The frozen dairy products are like ice cream, kulfis, candies, a range of is there. Now a lot of milkshakes are available in the market. So all the technology, chemistry and microbiological aspects of these products will be covered. Then I mentioned the dairy utilities like steam, or we need for the heating of the milk, the refrigeration to chill the milk, water for washing the utensils or the equipment, electrical support and maintenance. These dairy utilities, a knowledge about these things are also essential if we are going to become an entrepreneur in a dairy processing area. Now when you talk about the dairy technology program, I think you must be thinking, we have not heard the word of Operation Flood. What is this Operation Flood program? Operation Flood program was started in 70s, primarily with the concept that the rural milk should flood the metro cities with the milk. That is virtually creating a network of the milk from the rural areas to all the urban areas, so that the people do not have to stand in the queue, and the milk should be available from any time of the day at all the places is there. So this was creation of nationwide milk grid, so that the milk from the rural areas is easily available to the consumers of all the cities and all the urban areas, and it should also ensure the milk availability to the rural people. Now, and the man behind this, the story of the white revolution is Dr. V. Kurian. He gave the idea, and that's why we call the white revolution, the man behind the white revolution is Dr. V. Kurian. The objective was the country, the dairy process or dairy development in country should go in a modern way, and there should be good availability of milk and products to the country. Now that's why our country with 91 million tons is the largest producer of in the world. What is the status of in 2004 to 5 we were producing around 91 million tons of the milk, and in 2006 and 7 we are producing around 95 million tons, and the target is that by 2007 and 8 we will be producing 98 million tons is there. But you will be surprised to know that the level of processing is still very less. If we classify the milk into two sections, organized and unorganized sector, 15% of milk is handled by organized sector and 22% of the milk is unorganized sector. This means only 37% of the milk is being handled. Rest of the milk is being consumed at rural level. It is processed for the consumers themselves, or it is sold in the rural area to the local people for the consumption. So you can see the milk production is 91 million tons, but we are only handling about 37% milk. Now, if this milk is being handled either by the organized or unorganized sector, the employment opportunities are going to handle. The job opportunities or the entrepreneurial opportunities are also going to increase with this. Now, milk is such a thing throughout the world where the growth rate is around 1 to 1.5%. In our country, the milk growth rate is around 4 to 4.5%. Even the agriculture is not able to maintain this much of growth rate, but milk and milk products, the growth rate we are able to maintain around 4%. That's why the growth rate is good. And the fastest growth rate is on the ethnic or indigenous dairy products. That's why lot of emphasis has been given on the production of indigenous dairy products in this program. Now, what is the dairy processing network? There are federations are there in our country, about 22 state dairy federations that within the state they will be handling. To give an example, like Rajasthan Dairy Cooperative Federation is there, Gujarat Dairy Cooperative Federation is there, and in each state with the support of the Government of India, there are the federations are there. Now these federations are basically handled by the producers themselves. They are the owners of these federations. Then we have the district milk unions. There are around 180 milk unions are there. How many cooperatives? 85,000 cooperatives are there. And you can see the milk rural procurement is around 15,780 tons per day. The processing capacity, we have 27,000 tons of the milk per day. So you can see still there is an underutilization of processing capacity, and if milk is poured into the cooperative system, the employment opportunities, the entrepreneurial opportunities are going to increase into this. To give it the figures in the number of the plants, there are cooperative plants around 212, the private plants are around 403, total plants 678. Now this figure came because the Government of India introduced milk and milk product order. Under this, the people who wants to set up dairy, they have to register with the organization, with the state government is there. Now how the milk is distributed in different forms. You can see the 43% of the milk is retained by the rural people, for their own consumptions or for to their local area if they're selling the milk. Then the loose milk which is sold in the urban areas by all the dudhiyas and vendors, it's still a very large amount, 18.5% is there. And in organized sector, the packed milk is only 8.5% is there. And value added products are only 6%. So this is only around 15% of the milk which is being handled by the organized sector. And rest of the milk is being organized by the unorganized sector. If you can see, 24% products like all the khoa, ghee, chana is around 24% is there. So this is the distribution is there. Now what is the, when you say so much about the good of the milk or the dairy, what is the weaknesses? Our country has certain weaknesses in dairying also. What are those weaknesses? That the milk production is very small. At individual level, each farmer level, the milk production is say 5 to 10 liters of the milk from individual cow. And it is scattered is there. It is not in bulk like in Western countries. The farms are not of very big is there. Then the chances of unhygienic milk production is more. I mentioned that's why government is emphasizing more for the clean milk production is there. Then poor availability of feed and fodder. You can understand what we give it to our cow and buffaloes. Normally the waste material is nowadays being fed because there is a lot of competition is there. The good quality fodder is not being given to the animals. That's why the yield or even the other quality of the milk is also decreasing. The productivity of our animals are also very poor. Because of the crossbreeding and other artificial insemination program, we are improving the quality of the breeds. That's why the government of India has given a lot of emphasis on the improving the breed quality for the clean milk production and collection of the milk is there. Now what are the emerging areas where a lot of money or the focus will be there? On the clean milk production at the production side, and in the product side, indigenous milk products will be given more emphasis because they are being produced on the unorganized sector. If these products are produced on the organized sector, their export potentials are very high is there. Then in the milk powder processing, because the shelf life is very high and you can extend you can reduce the transport cost. So the technological innovation in milk powder processing, the membrane processings are going to come. Then quality control measures, because when we want to export the product, there is a like ISO 9001, similarly HACCP certification, and the milk and milk product or the new orders are also coming, and we are shifting to the organic dairy foods. So to conclude, what are the key issues in processing? In the lean season, the milk is not available to the dairy products, and there is a limited product mix available for the product. Choices are very limited, and the lack of scale and commercialization ethnic products. The technology is not available for the production of our indigenous dairy products. The khoa is still in a large number of factories is being produced by the traditional method. Even ghee is also produced in there. But then what is the growth rate our government of India has thought? The level of processing in our organized sector will grow from 15 to 20%. There will be a lot of the dairy size will be increased. It will be in most of the dairies will be from 3 to 5 lakhs litre of milk per day handling. And we will be shifting from the indigenous milk product from at the present from the cottage. So this is in the brief about the milk. We have tried to cover you an orientation to what is the milk, the program which you are going to study into details. It started from the milk growth is going to be very large, and with this, what type of the program in next session will give you the details about what we have structured in our diploma in dairy technology program, a 1-year program. So please tune in for the next session where we will give you the more details about the diploma in dairy. Thank you very much. If any question is there, please.